was when I gave the word. Now in the morning I sleep alone. Sweep the streets I used to own. I used to roll the dice, feel the fear in my enemy's eyes, listen as the crowd would sing. Now the old king is dead, long live the king. One minute I held the key, next the walls were closed on me, and I discovered that my castle stand upon pillars of salt and pillars of sand. I hear Jerusalem bells are ringing, Roman cavalry choirs are singing. Be my mirror, my sword and shield, my missionaries in a foreign field. For some reason I can't explain, once you've gone it was never, never an honest word. And that was when I ruled the world. It was the wicked and wild wind, blew down the doors to let me in, shattered windows and the sound of drums. People couldn't believe what I'd become, and revolutionaries wait for my head on a silver plate, just a puppet on a lonely string. Oh, who would ever wanna be king?
Good day. Today, we'll be having John Locke as the man of the hour. We'll be discussing biography, Spain's works, and contributions in the field of philosophy.
John Locke's biography.
John Locke. In 1647, Locke was sent to the prestigious Westminster School in London under the sponsorship of Alexander Pope, a member of Parliament and his father's former commander. He found the works of modern philosophers such as René Descartes, which is more interesting for him than the classical material taught at the university. Locke was awarded a bachelor's degree in 1656 and a master's degree in 1658. He obtained a Bachelor of Medicine in 1674, having studied medicine extensively during his time at Oxford and worked with such noted scientists and thinkers as Robert Boyle, Thomas Willis, Robert Hooke, and Richard Lower. He died on October 28, 1704, and is buried in the churchyard of the village of High Laver. Talking about families, Locke never married nor had children.
John Locke's theory of religious tolerance.
Locke, writing his letters concerning toleration, 1689-1692, in the aftermath of the European wars of religion, formulated a classic reasoning for religious tolerance. There are three arguments are essential: earthly judges, the state in particular, and human beings general, cannot dependably evaluate the true claims of competing religious standpoints. Number two, even if they could, enforcing a single true religion would not have the desired effect, because belief cannot be compelled by violence. Lastly, coercing religious uniformity would lead to more social disorder than allowing diversity.
John Locke's political theory.
Locke's political theory was founded on social contract theory.
Unlike Thomas Hobbes, Locke believed that human nature is characterized by reason and tolerance. Like Hobbes, Locke believed that human nature allowed men to be selfish. Locke assumed that the sole right to defend the state of nature was not enough. So people established a civil society to resolve conflicts in a civil way with help from government in a state of society.
John Locke's reason.
Reason. The big question of Locke is this. How do we know that a testimony which claims to be from God, is it a fact? It is a fact from God? Our assent can rationally be no higher than the evidence of its being a revelation. And that this is the meaning of the expression it is delivered in. In other words, we have a duty to check the credentials of someone who are something which claim to bring a revelation from God, and to ask how sure we are that we have the right interpretation of it.
John Locke's theory about self.
About John Locke's formulation of tabula rasa in an essay concerning human understanding. Well, he was influenced by a 17th century Latin translation, Philosophus Autodidactus, published by Edward Puckock of Arabic philosophical novel Hay Ibn Yaqzan, by the 12th century Andalusian Islamic philosopher and novelist Ibn Tufayl, who is also known as the Abu Basir in the West. Also, Locke's Some Thoughts Concerning Education is an outline on how to educate the mind. He expresses the belief that education made the man, or the more fundamentally, that the mind is an empty cabinet, with the statement, I think I may say that of all the men we meet with, 9 parts or 10 are what they are good or evil, useful or not by their education.
Lugi tayo dun sa mga nagpupukpuk.
See those hearts? Right. John Locke's theory of knowledge.
Theory of knowledge, let's see. John Locke as an empiricist refused the rationalistic doctrine of innate ideas. For Locke, there are no inborn truths. All knowledge is empirical, received through the senses. The mind has no private truths. We know nothing is not perceived through the senses or reflected by the mind on the basis of sense perception. Simple ideas received by means of sense can be converted into complex ideas by the mind, but the mind does not create new ideas nor destroy them.
John Locke's theory of value and property.
Locke uses the word property in both broad and narrow senses. In a broad sense, it covers a wide range of human interests and aspirations. More narrowly, it refers to material goods. He argues that property is a natural right, and it is derived from labor. In chapter 5 of his second treatise, Locke argues that the individual ownership of goods and property is justified by the labor exerted to produce those goods, and those goods or utilize property to produce goods beneficial to human society.
I hope you enjoyed watching The Man of the Hour, John Locke. Don't you think this philosopher contributed the most in the field of philosophy? Thank you, and I hope to see you next time.
Here I'll see them for a week or so at most. I take a walk, 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 take a walk.
Sir! Please, huwag mo na kayo bagsak, sir.
Sir, ako din, sir.
Please don't fail us.
Dr. Moses.
Please, Dr. Moses.
We love you, sir.
Please, huwag na kami bagsak.
Sir,
Maganda
take
naman
care.
yung ginawa namin eh. Ha?
This is for you. This is our best video. Bye, sir.